Well, hello everyone. This is KP the Math G, ready to do another calculus discussion. Okay, it's a snowy January day here where we are in Arkansas, but I'm enjoying it out there because I'm inside and just doing calculus lessons. Not all day, but I'm going to do one or two maybe today. I want to say the 60-second video as of today. After this video, this is the 60-second one as of now. We're in part one of finding the area under a curve. We'll probably do three parts. Part one looks like this. Part 2 is going to have some graph below the x-axis and some graph above the x-axis, and we're going to find that area. And in that particular case, we're going to look at the difference between displacement area and total area. Why do we find the area under a curve? Simply because this, again, represents, this function here may represent, for example, I'm just trying to think maybe of amount of water or how fast the water is going through a pipe, represented by this function here. And this, after we take the antiderivative of this, the area represents how much water is in the tub or in the tank. How much? When you take the antiderivative and of a rate, you're going to get an amount. Okay? Alright. Or this could be velocity, and then we figure out then how far. Okay? How far did the ball go, or something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and start there. I want to integrate in two different ways. I want to know where my integration is from -2 to 2. By the way, let me do this right here. Here. I want to help you understand that you are taking a partition. Alright, some partition. And it's going to look like this maybe. Alright, this little isolate interval is right here. Alright, and what you're doing is, all these little, this will be delta x here, which by the way turns into dx, and then this right here is going to be all of these. You're going to make several of these like we did before, several rectangles or trapezoids or whatever, and you're going to add them up. But now this delta x gets extremely small, even to the point of almost a straight line. So actually you're just coloring it in. Okay, so this is your, okay, right up here, 4 minus x squared is your height here, okay, delta x. So this right here, your height times your thickness, okay, length times width. We're summing them up all the way across. You want your partition to be between, so that it moves between -2 and 2. We don't want it to go this way, although we could probably do it that way, but we want our partition, since it's x, it's going to be perpendicular to the x-axis always. Okay, your partition is going to be right there, and the boundary is from -2 to 2. Alright, you want this to move this way. Take it, pick it up and move it, okay? Like that. Put it anywhere, because You want it to go all the way from -2 to 2. Delta x is going to get extremely small, even to the point of it just being almost not even a rectangle. Our rectangles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? So we don't have any gaps. We don't have anything of the sort like that. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and integrate this. We know how to take the antiderivative of this, don't we? Alright, so let's do that now. That's going to be equal to 4x. 4x. Okay, that part right there. Okay. Minus. Okay, now increase the exponent by 1 and then divide by that same exponent. So x cubed over 3. All of that. Now some people do this from -2 to 2 like that. Okay. You start with the upper limit here. Okay. And plug it in first. Alright, this is same as what we talked about before. F at B rather, minus F at A. Alright, that's the second fundamental theorem of the calculus. Alright, some people call it the first. So, first or second, every which one you want to take. Alright, that's what we're doing here. Alright, so we're going to plug in the 2. So 4 times 2 minus 2 cubed over 3 minus sign. See that right there? Minus sign. Parentheses automatically. I have more than one term. I'm going to have a parentheses around that at all times when I have more than one term. Alright, so now 4 times -2 minus -2 over 3, or -2 cubed over 3 like that. Okay. Now, if this exponent were an even number, I want to put it on the outside of the -2 like that. But the 3, no. Okay, just the -2. Alright, I can get away with that. I can actually do this right here. If I want to. -2 cubed like that. Alright, every which way you want to go with that, but either way, it's all the same. Okay? And you're going to close your parentheses here. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 cubed is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 over 3. Note that always, this should not be a problem with you trying to figure out problems. Well, what is 2 cubed? 2 cubed is 8. 2 to the 4th, 16. 2 to the 5th, 32, and so on. We should not have to think about these. Okay? Alright? This should not be the thing that slows us down. Alright? So now let's see. Minus parentheses again. 4 times -2 is -8. Minus sign. Alright, -2 times, or -2 cubed is -8. -8 over 3. Okay, like that. Alright, let's see what we have here. Alright, let's see. That equals. Now, 8 minus 8 thirds. I'm going to put this over here on the side. Alright, so 8 minus, let's do this front part right here. So 8 minus 8 thirds. I wish you'd come to the point where you just say this 8 is just 24 over 3. If you want to do it by 1 and multiply by 3, you see that automatically is 24 over 3. Alright, minus 8 over 3. Just get where you can just multiply that 8 by 3 and get 24, and that's 24 over 3. This answer here, the front part of this now, 14 minus 8 is 6 8 14. So 16 over 3. Alright, so the front part is 16 over 3. Now minus. Let's figure out what this is. Alright, let's see. Minus a negative is plus. Okay, so this is all positive here. So what we have now is negative 8. Now remember, we got, we're going to plug that in here, right here. We're going to put that right in here. I'm just going to put the computation over here on the side where I don't have to be so crowded. Alright, here we go. Let's see, negative 8 plus 8 over 3. Alright, so that's again negative 24 over 3 plus 8 over 3, and that is negative 16 over 3. You think that's 0, huh? No, it's not, because this is negative. It's good that this is negative 16 over 3, and then negative and negative is plus, so 16 over 3 plus 16 over 3 is 32 over 3. Now remember that. We get 32 over 3 if we go all the way from negative 2 to 2. Alright, so we're going to leave that answer. Matter of fact, I'm going to erase this. I'm going to leave this answer right over here. 32 over 3, and leave it right there. If I want to erase this, I've got another method for doing this. Okay, and we don't have to do near the work. It's going to be a little easier this time. Now, I was taught this way back when I learned calculus the first time around. What if we decided, let me erase this, pardon me for doing all this erasing here, it takes up a little time, I know. Alright, remember that we got 32 over 3. What if we decided we would take half of this area, since we know that this is a parabola, okay, and it is the same area amount is over here as it is over here. Okay, we already know that from the from the idea behind the nature of the parabola. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and take a look of what I want to do. Instead of from negative 2 to 2, I want to go from 0 to 2. What if after I find that area I decided to double it? You can do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do just that. So 2, alright, now let's do this again. This is with the same what we had a while ago. 4x minus x cubed over 3. We already have done the integration of that. Alright, remember, add 1, alright, and divide by that exponent. We are going from 0 to 2, and you can write it like this also. Alright, like that. But what is going to be different about this that makes it a little short? You're right, the 0, because if you see an x here and an x here, 4 times 0 is 0, and 0 cubed is 0, and 0 over 3 is 0, so 0 minus 0 is 0. I like that if you have x's throughout your problem. And that's the reason I want to show this particular problem anyway. Alright, so here we go. 2 times, okay, now 4 times 2, alright, minus 2 cubed over 3 minus, now I'm going to show you, it's still going to be 4 times 0 minus 0 cubed over 3. Again, all of this is just 0 minus 0, which is just 0 here. All I want to find is this. Alright, so that's equal to, Alright, for a 2, put that 2 on the outside, don't forget it. Alright, so now, a little bit like this. Alright, so 4 times 2 is 8. 2 cubed is 8 over 3. And we did that up here just a while ago. Alright, so 8 minus 8 over 3. Again, 3 times 8 is 24. So 24 over 3 minus 8 over 3. 14 minus 8 is 6. So 16 over 3. But remember, we are multiplying by 2. Alright, 16 over 3. Remember, this is just 2 over 1. So 2 times 16 is 32. 32 over 3. And that's the exact same answer that we got here when we went from -2 to 2. Do it every which way you want to do it. Okay? It's fine with me. But this is one way. This is another way you can do it. You know that on parabolas, they are symmetric about the y-axis. That means that they're equidistant. At this point here is equidistant from this point here, even though it's not drawn to scale. It's considered to be all the points are equidistant from this line x equals 0, which is the y-axis. And that's only, you can only do that if you have one that's uniform like that. Now, it doesn't matter if it's scooted over a little bit, you still know a parabola is going to have an axis of symmetry. You learned that from way back, okay? And it's equidistant. This is the axis of symmetry right here. Alright? Right through here. And of course then, you know that that's equidistant from the axis of symmetry, meaning that the area on this side is the exact same as the area on this side of that line, okay, of that axis of symmetry line, okay. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for right now. But keep in mind, sometimes there are more than one ways to, as we might say, to skin a cat. There are more than one ways. A cat, I didn't realize. I'm sorry. We do have a cat. Okay. Alright, so just a bad joke. Anyway, there's more than one way to do a problem. And we could have done it a while ago from -2 to 2. Gotten it right out. Or we could have done from 0 to 2, but multiplying by 2 in the end to get the same answer. 32 over 3. Okay, that's it. Please remember to subscribe if you would like to. Also remember that if you want to make a comment, that you're welcome to make a comment. If you have a better, easier way to show this, please show me. But as I always say, be correct, alright? Because I always want to give my best, as I always say on these videos, I always want to give you my best and offer you my best. Okay, well, I hope you have a great day today. This is KP the Math G signing off. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.